Detroit after last night's opener of the series, going to Detroit 8-1. Lineup tonight presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Desmond Jennings leads it off, followed by Ben Zobrist and Brandon Guyer back in the lineup hitting third. Evan Longoria, Logan Forsythe, and James Loney down the middle. Loney dropped into the sixth spot against the lefty. Sean Rodriguez, the DH. Jose Molina next, and then Kevin Kiermaier.
Now they'll be going up against the left-hander for the Detroit Tigers, Drew Smyly. Traditional mix. He's going to come at you. Fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. Can be predictable in the sense that early in counts and when he's behind, he's very heavy with the fastball. And a little support, please. You wouldn't think that too many starting pitchers on this Detroit Tiger team would ask for more run support, but his run support average is just 3.09 with this powerful lineup behind him.
And the first pitch of this game, presented by Pitch a Penny, is in there. A strike call to Desmond Jennings. As we alluded to in the open, Joe Maddon trying to stack the lineup with right-handed hitters. A bunt attempt fouled by Jennings. And so up and down this lineup, Ray's trying to get some right-handed pop. Right-handers hitting .317 against Smyly, with 9 of his 10 home runs allowed struck by right-handed hitters.
And that's something that really has, over the course of his short career, it's not just this year. Just 188 average for lefties. Tall drives the ball downhill, and righties across the board much more success.
Chopped to third. It's Kelly making the throw across to Cabrera, one away.
Now, we talked about a little support, please. 3.09 run support. That's just 1/100th of a point more than Alex Cobb gets, and we know how his run support has not been very good, and that's why you see that record there at 4-7 with the ERA of 3.57. The one thing that the Tigers are trying to get Smyly to do to increase his success against right-handed hitters is throw the changeup more against them. Really likes his curveball more so than the slider, but they're trying to get him to incorporate that changeup and use it more against the righties.
Yeah, that's been his fourth pitch against right-handed hitters, so you can see the difference it could make if he mixed that in a little more.
Yeah, his stuff sets up perfectly for fastball, changeup against the righties, and then bring that breaking ball into play. You're absolutely right.
A 1-1 count to Ben Zobrist. You see the breakout there, 317 righties against Smyly. Zobrist hitting .296 this year against left-handed pitching. .250 overall.
No, Smyly's coming off of an outing at Houston where he didn't get out of the third inning. 2 1/3 innings, gave up 8 hits, 4 earned runs.
Evens the count to Zobrist.
And they were saying that maybe it had something to do with an upper respiratory infection that he had, a little bit weak. And that's the way that the pitches were perceived by the Astros. A lot of the breaking balls were flat. Just did not have a good outing, looking to bounce back here tonight.
A cut and a miss on a fastball. Zobrist out on strikes.
Now let's take a look at the Detroit defense as it lines up behind him. In the outfield, left to right, J.D. Martinez, Austin Jackson, and Torrey Hunter across the infield, third to first. Don Kelly, Eugenio Suarez, Ian Kinsler, and Miguel Cabrera. Alex Avila will handle the catching duties.
That's Brandon Guyer. First pitch is a strike. Guyer a little over 300 against lefties, 304. 1 home run this year, and that came against a left-hander. But down in the count right now, 1-2.
And Drew Smyly, it's going to be interesting, the Rays and the adjustments they make throughout this game, because as you can see, he's tall, he's lanky, and he's got a really high arm angle, really drives the ball downhill when he's going well. And so it's a little bit different look than you normally see. A guy, usually most guys are out around 3/4 arm angle. And Drew Smyly really driving that ball over the top.
He's fouled right back. Followed up the breaking ball with that fastball, and that prior pitch, the breaking ball, was not all that sharp. It rolled a bit.
You know what? I think he's thrown 3 of them, and all 3 have been like that. They have really been, well, kind of like they were his last outing. That's going to be something that he's going to need to tighten up, or Rays hitters should get some really good swings against him.
Fouled outside of third. Jennings chopped out third to first. Zobrist struck out on the fastball, and now Geyer is behind in the count, 1-2. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Brandon Geyer putting up a nice little battle here.
It's 8 pitches into this at bat for Geyer.
And that'll be something that, regardless of how this at bat ends, and you hope it ends up well for the Rays, but that will benefit him as this game goes on, being able to see that many pitches and a lot of different pitches from Smyly.
This one popped to the right side. Kinsler out there from second, and now Hunter from right field makes the catch about 15 feet behind Kinsler. 1-2-3 go the Rays. After an 18-year playing career and 2 separate stops here in Detroit, catching for the Tigers. His lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Austin Jackson leads off in center. Then Ian Kinsler and Miguel Cabrera. The DH is Victor Martinez. J.D. Martinez hits in the 5th spot right in front of Torrey Hunter. Don Kelly at third. Alex Avila catches. And Suarez, the shortstop, Eugenio Suarez, hits 9th.
Well, the Tiger lineup will be going up against Alex Cobb, making his 12th start of the season. He picked up his 3rd win his last time out against the Baltimore Orioles, but it was a battle. 5 innings, he had 8 hits in that game, 4 runs, just 3 earned. Didn't walk anybody, and that's what helped. But Alex still looking to build some consistent outings since coming off of the disabled list back on May the 22nd, and hoping that this is the beginning right here, because he has thrown the ball extremely well here at Comerica Park over the last couple of seasons.
26-year-old right-hander set to go to work against Austin Jackson. suddenly the last couple games for the Tigers seems to have found himself at the plate. He's gone through an 0 for 19 stretch. He had 3 hits in their wrap-up game of their series against Oakland day before yesterday, and 2 hits last night. Take the count to 1-1. Grabbed by a fan. It's the first great play in the stands tonight. Two and one.
And I think Brad Ausmus thinking much along the same lines as Joe Madden with Desmond Jennings. You get that speed up to the top of the lineup to be able to set up the guys in the middle, and there's a whole lot here in the middle for the Tigers.
Now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, in the past, the Tigers have had some great success with Jackson in the leadoff spot. When he came up initially with them, there was some concern about the number of strikeouts, and he'll still strike out, and he's out on strikes here. But they feel he's acclimated himself pretty well to that leadoff spot and can be very valuable up there.
Well, you know, he's got the skill set for it, but it's that right there. It's the inability to recognize secondary pitches. He really struggles recognizing sliders, and you know, there are a lot of guys that struggle recognizing Alex Cobb's split, and that's exactly what he threw him there to pick up that strikeout.
They've had Kinsler and Rajai Davis up in that leadoff spot more than anybody. Here's Kinsler hitting second.
And a big difference between the two, too, because Kinsler's one of those guys where he swings like a power hitter, like a middle of the order type guy. And Rajai Davis, you know, he leads his team in stolen bases with 22. Has been thrown out 8 times, but he's active on those base paths. Completely different animal.
That's a strike, 1-1. Kinsler started the first inning home run barrage last night when the Tigers hit 3. Victor Martinez and Torrey Hunter also connected in the 5-run first. Check on that pitch, confirmed by Mark Carlson down at first. Quinn Walcott is calling the balls and strikes tonight. Uppercut swing and a miss. 2-2.
Good finish on that pitch from Alex Cobb, and that's the second time here, 2 hitters into the game, behind 2-1, coming in with an off-speed pitch and getting a strike. Get back to even. Now Alex can go back to doing what he wants to do.
Ground ball headed up the middle. Kinsler sends the fastball into center. 1-out base hit.
Well, let's quickly set the Rays defense for you as it lines up tonight in the outfield, left to right. Geyer, Jennings, and Kiermaier. Across the infield, third to first, Longoria, Zobrist, Forsythe, and Loney. Jose Molina will be behind the plate.
Well, the Tigers lead the American League in hitting with a team average of 278. They're 4th in the league in runs scored, tops in slugging percentage. And this offense built around Miguel Cabrera, sitting .316 for the year.
When you look at the breakout of this team, and they have 3 of the top 9 hitters in the American League between Cabrera and Martinez and Kinsler, all right in a row, 2, 3, and 4.
Victor Martinez, who's on deck's the 3rd leading hitter. Cabrera 5, and Kinsler in the top 10, 9th. Strike on the corner. 1-1.
Well, the key for Alex Cobb, in his own words, he said, I need to be more consistent with fastball command. And that is so true across the board, but none more than in this game against this lineup. Gonna have to be good with that fastball, and if so, that should set up that changeup. He'll, of course, come at you with a curveball to try to get ahead.
It's a close play right here. See the tag applied. Swipe tag there by Loney. Kinsler back in. The opposition 6 of 7 running against Cobb this year. And again he goes to first, making it interesting.
Yeah, and James Loney there kind of clearing his right side to try to get that tag down there a little bit quicker. Watch him get that right side out of the way. He tries to make that tag. It's always a benefit to have a left-hander over there at first base taking that throw. It's a much easier, quicker tag for him than it is a righty.
Chop to third. Longoria to Forsythe, and over to first for the 5-4-3 double play. That'll take care of the Tigers in the bottom of the first. On to the second, no score. Rays Flex Friday. And in honor of the 4th, we're featuring this patriotic Flex photo. Get in on the action by submitting your Flex photos using hashtag Rays Flex Friday. You can be featured in next Friday's broadcast. Flex packs are on sale until Sunday, July 13th. Go to RaysBaseball.com. On to the second inning. No score from Detroit. And here's Evan Longoria, the lead off against Drew Smyly. Evan takes the pitch too low. Hot shot fair down that left field line, and a big hop off the fence. Martinez with the pickup, and his throw to second will be late. It's a double for Longoria.
Ability to keep that ball fair right down the line, hammered, gives the Rays here an early opportunity in the second inning That ball Smiley wants it down and away, and that's a lot of times what will happen when you come straight over the top like that without any real natural movement. You bore that ball downhill, but you can miss by a few inches, and by the time it gets to the plate, it's a much bigger miss, and Evan takes full advantage.
So here's Logan Forsythe. As you know, he's been red hot, and he takes the pitch on the outside corner for a strike. You see our GMC Buick matchup here. Logan Forsythe, 11 of his last 20 against left-handed pitching. Figures out to a .550 average, which is fouled right back into the screen. 0-2, and we have a Razorback matchup here. Drew Smiley out of the University of Arkansas. He followed Logan Forsythe through Arkansas. So it's Razorback against Razorback right here.
And they're mean.
Anything could happen.
Yes. Anything could happen. I like Logan Forsythe. I did.
Strike 3 call.
Yeah. Well, you know what? A lot of times Drew Smiley, good with the fastball. His breaking ball of choice is the curveball, and that right there can look to be that slider. It catches that, almost uses that pitch like a cutter. Catches Forsythe on the inside corner. Well, he'll have something to say about that next time up. He's swinging the bat very well, very aggressively. We knew this guy, regardless of the splits, was going to be in the lineup for the Rays.
Yep, James Loney just down a spot from number 5 to number 6 in the lineup. And there's the curveball for a strike.
James Loney always so good against both lefties and righties. And Detroit has him played around a little bit to the right side as they have Suarez way up the middle. Don Kelly more or less by himself on the left side.
High fly ball center field. Jackson taking a beat or two before he gets back there. The tag at second. Longoria heads to third and advances safely. 2 outs with Evan now at third base. Here's Sean Rodriguez. Sean, 215 overall with 8 home runs, 224 against lefties, and 4 home runs off lefties. Strike 1. Breaking pitch. One ball, 1 strike. So the Rays with the first scoring opportunity in this game, coming here in the second inning. Too low, covered by Avila.
Well, and that's why, you know, such a big deal. You think on the fly ball to center field, Longoria from second to third. That's why. You know, Drew Smiley, that was a nice play by Avila to keep that in front, but Drew Smiley does have 4 wild pitches this year. That's why it's important for Evan Longoria to be just 90 feet away in this situation.
Pitch up a bit. Rodriguez fouled it back.
That's the breaking ball. That's the breaking ball that hurt Smiley his last time out against the Astros. Sean Rodriguez, boy, he had a nice swing at it, fouled it straight back.
On the ground, deep short. Suarez up and the long throw. Perfect. And the Rays leave Longoria at third. Bottom of the second coming up, no score. Get to your local Nissan store for the ride of your life and save big tonight. Shop ChooseNissan.com. By Circle K, where any size Polar Pop Cup is 79 cents every day. Circle K, what else do you need? And by Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. Visit us at Publix.com. From Comerica Park, they're back, rooting the Rays on during this road trip.
How about it? Not a bad 3 cities to go to either. And how about the weather that we've had?
It's been gorgeous. Another beautiful night. 78 degrees at game time. Baltimore very good. New York, picture perfect the first night in. Got a little warm, but it was a great stay there. And here's Victor Martinez taking the first pitch, and that's a ball. Victor Martinez, then J.D. Martinez and Torrey Hunter. One and one.
Victor having a outstanding season, 3rd in the American League in batting average. He's got 21 home runs. That's 4th. You see the AL leaders in average, and he's getting it done from both sides of the plate too. That's the thing. Hit that 21st home run last night.
And here's a guy through the years has just been murder on Rays pitching.
Jeez.
See, there's the breakout lefty righty. He had a little oblique issue, and they wanted to take it easy on him. It was more of a concern from the left side, but he's in there tonight. High fly ball to center. Jennings waits and puts it away. One gone. Cobb gave up a base hit in the first after getting a strikeout, but then threw the double play ball. And here's J.D. Martinez.
Well, he's another Martinez for the Tigers that is raking. Well, those numbers right there are impressive enough, but since the beginning of June, JD's hitting .354.
Pitch is high. One ball, no strikes. The story here in Detroit is that Houston let him go when he swung at the first pitch of an at-bat. The edict was to take first pitches, and things didn't work out. Well, he comes up with a base hit after taking the first pitch in this at-bat, lines it into center. He's been doing nothing but getting hits since he joined this Detroit organization.
Now making a little mechanical adjustment with his hands, and that's allowed him to get to the ball quicker, which will in turn allow you to see the ball a little bit longer, try to get good pitch recognition. And then your hands are quick to the baseball, your swing is shortened up a little bit, and the results have taken off.
Al Avila, who is the VP and assistant GM, remembered J.D. Martinez from their Miami background, and he led the charge to bring him in here, and it's been a great pickup. So he's at first with one out. Here's Al, father of the Tigers catcher. Torrey Hunter takes a fastball up and in.
Alex Cobb now 0 for 6 first pitch strikes. And if you look at his breakout, that is not where you want to be. Huge difference in on base percentage when he jumps out 0-1 as opposed to 1-0.
There's an eye on Martinez.
In fact, it almost doubles.
You know, he started to hit a little bit. You know, he's talked about his mechanics and trying to get exactly where he wants to be that way. And there was a little, you might have to infer this, that he might have pushed himself a little too quickly to get back before he had everything ironed out the way he needed to have it. That's part of the competitive nature. Fly ball center field. Hunter is out number 2. Jennings handles that one.
Well, there's such the lure, you know, when you go on the disabled list at the big league level, and I don't care who you are, an opening day starter or the 25th man on the roster, because of the nature of this business and you play every single day, you go on the disabled list, you're forgotten. You get pushed to the side. You have to come in early for your treatment. You know, your teammates, they'll glad hand you here or there. But the bottom line is you're not helping the team win right then, so you're kind of out of sight, out of mind.
Yep.
And so guys will do whatever they can do to get back as quickly as they can. You want to get back and be relevant again. You want to get back out there doing what you love to do. And Alex Cobb, obviously one of those guys. And you're right, I read the same thing and thought, yeah, you know, you're always going to try to push the envelope,
yep,
and you're going to need someone to rein you back in a little bit.
Well, the Rays are known for being very patient with players who are trying to overcome an injury. The base hit the other way by Kelly. Put the bat on the ball, served it into left. 2 men on with 2 men out. But you can see how Alex Cobb, because of his extreme competitive nature, wanted to get back as soon as possible.
And guess what? The way that the team was playing at the time that he was out, they wanted it back too. I mean, let's not forget that. The team was not playing well at all. You know, this is that late April into mid to late May. And so you were going to welcome back Alex Cobb as quickly as you could get him there.
Well, he's such a big part of this team and this, obviously, this rotation.
And you're right, though. I mean, since he's come back from the disabled list, he's got an 8 starts. He's 2-5 with a 5.16 coming into this ball game.
So it's about as far away from the Alex Cobb that we've seen before and that he expects to be as you can get. Here's the catcher, Alex Avila.
Yeah, I mean, the Alex Cobb that you're used to, you flip that record, you cut that ERA in half, and you're like, okay, that's him.
Yep.
And it's just, you know, a work in progress. And, you know, here's the other thing. His mechanics have changed. They're not the same mechanics that he's had. You know, with that leg out at that 45-degree angle in front of him, especially out of the windup, that slight little pause, he's not done that before, so that's new anyway.
He really has a couple stop and starts in his delivery when he's in the full windup. Well, he gets Avila out in front, and the ground ball handled by Loney. 2 hits, 2 left. Through 2, no score.
especially the troops and all they sacrificed for us to make this possible. Hope you guys have a great 4th of July.
And with that, we move into the 3rd inning. Patriotic young lady there, and a very good look here. 4th of July celebrated at the ballpark. This year's also the 200th anniversary of the pinning of the Star-Spangled Banner. 1814, the bombardment of Fort McHenry when Francis Scott Key wrote the Star-Spangled Banner 200 years ago this coming September. Here's Jose Molina. Kiermaier next, and then Jennings. Molina takes a strike from Smiley.
I love those hats. Love them.
It is a great look, isn't it?
Yep.
Quick strikes to Molina. Just got a little piece of that curveball breaking down.
That's one of those. How do you call that? I mean, you've got to hear something very distinct, because that's a curveball. It's down and in, and Jose telling him, yeah, I got it. Fouled that off.
Well, when you call it, you must be very demonstrative.
No, you have to sell it, Dwayne.
Plays off this one, and it's a ball and 2 strike count. So Kiermaier on deck, getting a start against this lefty. The only right-handed bat the Rays have left would be Hannigan. There's a soft liner handled by Kinsler. So except for the other catcher, Joe Madden has loaded up the lineup as much as he could with right-handed bats.
And so you knew that Loney would be in there, and you're like, okay, what other lefty's going to get the call? And it's this man right here, Kevin Kiermaier, and you're thinking maybe a little bit of magic. You know, his overall average against lefties is not good. He's done most of his damage against righties, but on this road trip did have that big home run off of Bruce Chen in Baltimore.
And he can bunt, and Shorten's on the bat here, taking the pitch for a strike.
Which was quite amazing, because Bruce Chen doesn't even pitch for Baltimore. It was Wei-Yin Chen.
Wei-Yin Chen.
But that would have been an even more amazing home run to get it off of Bruce in Baltimore.
Yep. We didn't even notice that it was Bruce as opposed to Wei-Yin.
Same pitcher.
Yeah.
Lefty, finesse guys.
2 strikes now, the count to Kiermaier. One out, base is empty. 0-2 the count to Kiermaier. One and 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. That pitch just a little wide. High fly ball lifted deep. Right center field, and it's higher than it is deep. A couple of steps in front of the track. Jackson made the catch. Well, with Kiermaier, you're never quite sure, and if he pulled that one a little bit, it's 365 to right center, but just at that 365 marker, the wall then recedes.
Yeah, it really starts to climb from that point on, but from 330 to 365, you got a chance. And this angle right here is a much more acute angle than you can tell from that shot right there.
strike to Jennings. Line drive, and that ball is fair. Past Kelly toward the corner. Jennings on his way to second. And he has himself a stand-up double. 21st double of the year for Desmond Jennings. Well, the Rays got a leadoff double in the second from Longoria. Now a 2-out double in the third from Jennings.
Yeah, and you know what? Almost the same pitch. Trying to go away. That was middle. And Desmond able to get it down into the corner and put himself out there into scoring position here with 2 outs.
Zobrist takes the pitch down. And a strikeout victim in the first. Count now 1-1. That's going to be a fair ball into the right field corner, and will put the Rays in front. Jennings crosses the plate on the double by Zobrist. '18th double for Zobrist, back-to-back. 2 base hits by Jennings and Zobrist.
Right-handed hitters continue to give Smiley trouble. That ball not where he wanted it, again caused by that arm angle. He leaves that pitch up, and Ben Zobrist just peppers that thing down into the corner. The Rays not going to go quietly here in the third. 2 2-out doubles, and still an opportunity for more.
Brandon Guyer up here against Smiley.
It is so hard when you're a straight over-the-top guy like Smiley is very close to being, to have very good command. It's a tough arm angle to have a lot of command. And so you better have great stuff, or you're going to have a lot of inconsistent outings.
1-0 the count on Guyer. 2-0. He's transitioning from the bullpen. He had 76 innings last year, all out of the bullpen, and just a little over 76 innings this year. This is his 14th start to go with 3 relief appearances. Now 2-1. Good cut by Guyer.
You know, against the Rays in his career, he's 1-0 with a 3.27. 5 appearances, 2 starts. Those starts were back in 2012. Last year, 3 appearances against the Rays, all out of the bullpen, obviously.
Guyer missed the fastball. It's 2-2. Guyer up the right side. That's going to be a foul ball up against the stands. You know, 2012, his first year in the big leagues. He also spent some time with their Toledo club at AAA. He was 4-3 in 2012 and 6-0 out of the bullpen exclusively last year. Geyer battling him here in the third, as he did in the first. He had a 9-pitch at bat. Finally hit a fly ball to right, caught by Hunter. He made his major league debut in 12 against the Rays. 2-2 now. That's a soft liner, and it's caught by Suarez. Angling out from shortstop, got there. The Rays settled for 1 run on 2 doubles, and they lead 1-0.
We have the daily Jeff Beliveau update. It seems like Beliveau's on the roster, off the roster. Well, Cesar Ramos with an extended outing out of the bullpen yesterday. He and his wife Melanie expecting a baby this weekend. He was put on paternity leave, and that means Jeff Beliveau is back for his 4th stint with the Rays. Guys, he's had 2 different road trips where he's been recalled twice on the same trip. It happened earlier when the Rays were in Kansas City and Cincinnati, and it's happened again this time around with New York and here in Detroit. So Beliveau back. We wish Cesar and his wife Melanie the best. They don't know what the sex is of the young child that's about to be born. They wanted to have it be a surprise. Guys, back to you.
I'll tell you what, Dwayne, did you notice how sharp Todd looked?
Tonight, better. I mean, usually excellent, but even better tonight.
Even better. You know, if I wouldn't know any better, if you didn't know any better, you'd have thought that he spent the majority of last night ironing. Because he looks pretty stinking good. Everything crossed nicely. Maybe in anticipation of the 4th, who knows?
There you go. Look.
I need a flag.
Oh, well, hey, come on up. We have one for you.
Yeah, we have one for you. No flag, but certainly a pendant of some sort.
1 ball, 1 strike. Well, he does look crisp, though, doesn't he?
He does. He does. Must have had it on steam, heavy steam.
Cut and a miss by Suarez, 1-2. I've seen Todd steamed. He didn't look steamed.
No, but those clothes sure did. Have you seen Todd steamed? I've not ever seen Todd really steamed.
Yeah,
I've seen him mildly annoyed, and that's about it.
Yeah. Bothered.
Yeah. A little bit, but I've never seen him just really.
Yeah, but 99.9% of the time he's Mr. Positive.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, giddy.
Yeah.
He coined the phrase.
2-2 here to Suarez. Cobb all the way out. Full count to the number 9 hitter. Austin Jackson will be next, and then Ian Kinsler. And a cut and a miss. Strikeout number 2.
Well, nothing fancy about that. Alex Cobb, majority of his strikeouts, you know, they coming on that. You're thinking that split changeup, and here he just decides in a full count to the 9-hole to throw the fastball, and the swing by Suarez, you saw his head come completely out of there and start heading up the third base line. Really never saw what he swung at.
Here's the top of the order, Austin Jackson. Tries to bunt and misses. That's a strike.
You might want to take that and just put that right in the back pocket. That was not the bunt attempt that you were looking for out of your leadoff man.
Rays with a run in the top half of the inning. 1-1 to count on Jackson. It's 2-1. Chopper foul behind the third base coach down there, Dave Clark. 2-2. Report from Todd on Beliveau and Cesar Ramos leaving on fraternity leave now, and we wish Cesar and his wife Melanie the very best with the new addition expected at any time. And for Beliveau, you know, his numbers, there's a cut and a miss. Jackson is out on strikes. He's done the job. You know, you look at his numbers at AAA, and you get the feeling there's a left-hander in the bullpen just itching for a chance to show you more of what he can do.
Well, this is a good split here from Cobb to pick up that strikeout. And Dwayne, I agree with you. This is not a tough bullpen to crack. There's a lot of very good arms, proven arms, guys that are throwing the ball extremely well. But you know, you talk to Andrew Friedman, and he said there's a couple more down there that could come up and do the job. The problem is you just don't have room for them.
Yep.
And Beliveau, obviously one of those guys.
1 strike to count to Kinsler. Well, if the Rays are to make any progress at all, and we've talked about this on the road trip, it's going to be driven by their pitching. So that's why every time a starter goes out there, Alex Cobb tonight, very important that they get good work from their starters, as we've come to expect from the rotation over the last few years. And that bullpen is deep and versatile. And Joe Madden trying to keep the focus here, and it's one game and one series at a time. A lot of talent there on that pitching staff. A 1-2 count to Kinsler. A little low. Cobb gave up a base hit in the first. He got a double play ball out of Cabrera. And 2 hits in the second inning left them on. Now a couple of strikeouts to start the third. It's fouled. Kinsler is 4 of 11 in his career against Cobb with the base hit his first time up.
Well, this is where Cobb can be tough, though. When he gets you to 2 strikes, he's awfully stingy at that point. Big reason why that split changeup.
This time the foul ball bounces into the stands. Count stays right there at 2-2. Battle here, 7 pitches in with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Into right. Kiermaier there for it, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. We're headed into the 4th. 1-0 Tampa Bay.
Inning. Logan Forsythe will bat second in this inning. I do have my pin guys. ALS, Lou Gehrig, celebrating the 75th anniversary of his famous speech, but we're not talking about that right now. Our Geico quote of the game is about Logan Forsythe. At 20 for his last 45, here's his hitting coach Derek Shelton on his recent run.
I like the way he's at. I think, early in the year, and I know we talk about it at times, but he didn't have a lot of luck. I mean, he had some balls on the nose. He went through a tough stretch, and he stayed with it mentally. I mean, he's done some things to his swing mechanically that we've worked on. He's done a really good job with it. But I'm glad to see, the balls he's hitting hard, and then, he's also rolled over some balls that have gotten through the hole, and he deserves them because early in the year it seemed like everything he hit was right at people.
So some better fortune for Logan, and also the little change in mechanics had to do with his hand position. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you, Todd. Longoria leads it off, then Logan Forsythe, followed by James Loney. Evan doubled his first time. Takes that one for ball 2. Breaking ball, 2-0. It's 2-1. Rays 6-2 on this road trip, taking 3 out of 4 from Baltimore and then sweeping the 3-game series from the Yankees in New York. There's a shot deep to left. Martinez back, and that one is out of here. Home run for Evan Longoria, number 11, and that makes it 2-0.
Smiley continuing to fall behind, and when he has done that, he has allowed these Rays hitters big swings. Evan Longoria, and that's a sight that you want to see a whole lot more of. His 11th home run. And here is the pitch. Boy, just a spinner right there in the middle of the plate.
The first pitch in there, a strike to Logan Forsythe. So Evan Longoria came in hitting .321 against lefties, has a double and a home run tonight. To the count. Evan with 3 home runs against lefties now. One ball, 2 strikes. In fact, his last home run came off Jeff Locke in that Pittsburgh series. Very good Smiley tonight. Two the count to Forsythe. Fouls it right back out of play. Fastball in on him a bit as he fouled it back. So for the Rays, a run in the 3rd and a run here in the 4th inning. The Rays with 4 hits, they've all been for extra bases, 3 doubles and a home run. And there's a line drive, but it's caught by Suarez. Forsythe could not get it over his head, lining out to short for the first out.
It's kind of what Derek Shelton was talking about early in the year with Forsythe, that he's swinging a hot bat now, and that's all you can do. Hit the ball hard. Line drives, more times than not, they're going to find holes. That one does not right at Suarez, but a good at bat nonetheless.
Yeah, you hit enough line drives, you're going to have a good year. Oh, just keep hitting line drives.
Well, what's the batting average on line drives? I mean, it's something absurd.
Yeah, like 700.
Yeah. I mean,
it's pretty amazing. You break all that down, ground balls around 260. 1 ball, 1 strike. Then you get fly balls. It's about the 170 area, and pop-ups about 10. You're hitting 10 on pop-ups. .010.
That's for that one every month that 3 guys converge on. No one takes charge and it falls in.
That's it.
There's your hit.
When you think about that, you're surprised that you could hit 10 on pop-ups on the infield.
Hit 10.
Loney fouls this one back, so it's still a ball and 2 strikes.
So often that's such a good number.
Yeah.
Except when you're talking about your average.
Yeah. 10's usually a great number, but not if it's your batting average. Loney out on strikes. Found himself reaching for a pitch that kept moving away. 2 gone in the 4th. On Friday, July 11th, Joe Madden will host the first ever Thanksmas Day of volunteering to support local homeless shelters. Visit raysbaseball.com/Thanksmas for more information and sign up for a volunteer opportunity near you. Sean Rodriguez. Pitch outside. 2-0 Rays lead. One and one. Sean missing that breaking ball. Pulling off the pitch.
Well, he's not going to get cheated. That's the one thing that we have come to realize about a Sean Rodriguez at bat. He's going to swing and swing with conviction.
1-2.
You know what? He comes into play today, the average, not where he would like it to be, but in his limited playing time, the fact that he's popped 8 home runs.
Yeah, the only guy with more is Longoria. He has 11. The leadoff homer here in the 4th.
So he does bring a threat to the plate, versatility in playing the field.
Upstairs. Fouled back. Yeah, that versatility is something he's always had as a kid growing up. He played all over the place. Generally always hit right in the middle of the lineup, hit clean up, but he could play everywhere because he was such a good athlete. He hits this one deep to left. Martinez back in front of the track makes the catch. Rays are out in the 4th, but they get a run on one swing of Evan Longoria's bat. A leadoff homer. The Rays lead 2-0. Bottom of the 4th for the Detroit Tigers. We'll see something interesting. Take a look at this Toyota trend through the first 1,742 career games and match Hank Aaron's totals with Miguel Cabrera. You want to see impressive numbers and the impact that Cabrera has in today's game against the all-time home run leader in Hank Aaron. Those are eerily similar.
Across the board. I mean, in every category. It's pretty astounding when you see it laid out like that. You know what kind of player that Hank Aaron was and his impact on the game.
I mean, that's strong stuff. You know Cabrera is a great hitter and has been for a long time, but boy, that is great company right there. That's royalty and then some as a hitter. And here's Cabrera swinging and missing that pitch. Strike one. Well, you don't often see that.
I don't know what he was selling out for, but that was a curveball from Cobb, and he threw it hard. 82 miles an hour. And you know what? When this guy steps in, you have a tendency to sharpen up the stuff because you realize what will happen if you don't.
Cut And a miss. 0-2.
Curveball split. And Alex Cobb in the driver's seat.
It's 1-2. Middle of the order with Cabrera, then Victor Martinez, and J.D. Martinez due up. Chop to the left side. Glove by Longoria on the move to get Cabrera. So a ground ball to third. One away.
Now Alex was just not going to give in to Cabrera there with the fastball. He started him with the curve, then the split, then a couple more, and finally got him to pound one into the ground there over to Evan at third base. And that's how you prefer to face a guy like Miguel Cabrera. Leading off an inning, nobody on. Just got to pick your way through this lineup. And Alex Cobb thus far has done a pretty good job of it.
Now Victor Martinez. This pitch is a strike. And that hits him. Victor Martinez hit by the pitch.
Yeah, and Alex is not happy at all. He did not want to do that. He yanked a fastball, looked like 91 miles an hour. And, you know, in the desire to stay out of the middle of the plate, he just yanks that on trying to come in and came way too far in. And, yeah, you can see by the reaction, Alex not thrilled with that.
So that puts Victor Martinez aboard. J.D. Martinez is now at the plate. Strike one, fastball. Hot shot, fair. Past the diving Longoria. Ball kicks out into left, and Geyer goes over to get it. It's a double for Martinez. Victor Martinez goes to third. J.D. Martinez 2 for 2 tonight.
And J.D. Martinez just continues to swing a hot bat for the Tigers. Gets Alex again. This ball up and in, and he pulls the hands through nicely. Again, quick to the baseball. And he's able to get there. You know, with those hands a little bit higher they were when the season started, he does not get to that pitch. Now he does, and now the Tigers are threatening.
Well, trouble for Cobb. Torrey Hunter 0 for 1 in this game. He came into the game 6 of 13 in his career off Alex.
And he's going to be ready to swing.
And he takes a big cut. Strike one.
Well, Torrey Hunter, an extremely aggressive swinger, and especially with runners in scoring position. He has two now. That was a great first pitch by Alex. You see the big bomb he hit last night on a hanging curveball. That's what he's looking to do right here, and that's why you just continue to tantalize him. He will continue to swing.
Inside, had 2 runs batted in last night. one on the home run, and later he singled in a run in the 4th inning of last night's game. Tapper foul. 1-2.
This is where Cobb has put himself in a position now to go for the strikeout, and he's got strikeout stuff when he needs it. Alex, a very good ground ball pitcher, but he also has a pretty good swing and miss percentage, and a lot of that happens when he feels like he needs to miss a bat, and that's what he needs to do right here.
The 1-2. Up and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Close shave here. Fastball up and in. And bends Torrey Hunter back. But I'll tell you what, Alex Cobb can go right back, middle down with the split. And if it's a good one, strike 3.
2-2. And a ground ball down to third. Longoria is going to go to first, and Hunter makes contact, getting Victor Martinez home from third base. It's now 2-1.
And I think Torrey Hunter, all he was trying to do was make a little bit of contact right there and put the ball in play. That was not a good finish on that pitch from Alex, but he jams him. And only one thing that Longoria can do on that is the run comes home.
So the Tigers turn the hit batter into a run. J.D. Martinez remaining at second on that ground ball to the left side of the infield. 2 outs with a run home. Here's the third baseman, Don Kelly.
Don Kelly with a base hit the other way his first time up.
A strike at the knees. Ground ball, right side. Forsythe with the throw. Loney getting back to the bag, and he had to hustle to get back there to retire the side. Nice play by Logan Forsythe. 1 run and a man left on base as Forsythe gets his man Kelly at first. 2-1 Rays.
Sustainment Command, currently stationed at Camp Arif John, Kuwait. Originally from Newport Richey, Florida, and I'd like to say hi to my family, Aunt Brenda, Uncle Don, and Cousin Tony. Enjoy the game. Go Rays!
On the 4th of July, the Rays and the Tigers here in Detroit move into the 5th inning. It's a 2-1 ball game. Drew Smiley and Alex Cobb, the pitching matchup. Jose Molina is going to lead it off here. Then Kevin Kiermaier and Desmond Jennings against the 25-year-old left-hander. Oakland beat the Blue Jays out in Oakland in 12 innings, 1-0. Baltimore rained out. The Orioles and the Red Sox were rained out of their game in Boston. So right now Baltimore is in first place by a half game in the AL East. 1-0 pitch and a little hopper out to short. Molina is out of there. So the Orioles, who the Rays just took 3 out of 4 from, have taken over the AL East lead. And all of that, you look at those standings, and that's why the Rays just can't get it out of their minds that somehow, if they can put this run together and win series after series, they can be at least invited to the party.
Listen, we looked at it before the game as our, we start to put together our inning of hope.
Foul ball by Kiermaier.
And we were looking at the fact that how about that the Rays were 9.5 back in the division, 11.5 back from the second wild card.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that on the 4th of July ever that it would have been easier road to win your division as opposed to making the wild card as far as the American League East goes?
Yeah, you'd think no way.
Never, and it is, and you know what? And that's why not only is there a better chance of that because of the games back, but also because you're able to make up ground. Right now, Seattle Mariners would be the second wild card. You don't have much say in what they do the rest of the year. But Toronto, Baltimore, New York, Boston, the Rays have a big say on how those teams will do the rest of the year because they play them so often.
Yeah, and the difference is when you go head-to-head with those teams, you can make up a full game. All those teams ahead of you.
Every time.
When you're picking up ground.
And you've got 30-some games, 38 games maybe left within the division. That's why, when we talk about them making a splash, you've got to dominate within the division from here on out. That's just the bottom line. Going to be tough no matter how you cut it.
Talking with Joe Madden today about comebacks, and we all know that as a kid he was a Cardinal fan, and we talked a little bit about what the Cardinals did in '64. Joe was talking about that team and how they came back and the Philly collapse. The Cardinals had a great run, finishing 28 and 11, and they were as many as 11 games out on August the 23rd of that one. But the really amazing comeback was the Boston Braves in 1914. With 43 games left, they were 15 games out, and they won by 10.5 games. That's the amazing number. And then they went on to sweep the Philadelphia Athletics in the World Series. Unbelievable comeback.
I guess you'd have to say that the old rolled-up sock must have bounced their way. Or rolled.
Yeah. High fly ball into right. And Hunter is there to make the catch. 2 gone in the 5th. Now time for you to tweet your photo using #SunSportsFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Well, that Boston Braves team in their final 89 games went 70-19. 70-19. Now that's a comeback.
It's a lot of inter-squad games.
Now Desmond Jennings fouls it back. Well, as long as the Rays manage to win a series, we might have to explore some of those great comebacks. Maybe night by night. We'll tease you with the 1942 Cardinals. There's a liner and a base hit. Jennings is on. Desmond with a couple of hits tonight, giving him 2 for 3. It'll be a fun history assignment anyway. 42 Cardinals pulled off quite a comeback as well.
Gonna make us wait.
We'll talk about that maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've got the Cardinals coming up after the All-Star break, and tonight we've talked about the '64 Cardinals and the Boston Braves and their great comeback in 1914. How about that? That would be a great 100-year anniversary of comebacks.
Yeah, that would. I mean, that's dramatic. 43 games to go, 15 back, win by 10.5. Did the other team just quit? I mean, did they just shut it down?
Yeah, mathematically, how is that possible? But you know, if you win 70 out of 89 games, I guess good things happen.
Oh, I thought there was only 43 games left.
Oh no, well, yeah, but I'm just saying their last 89 games, they won 70 of those.
But think about that. If you're 15 back with 43 to play and you win the division by 10.5, that means you basically made up 25.5 games in 43 days.
Yeah.
Or 43 games.
It's amazing.
Yeah, the other team had to just quit.
Yeah. They were 26 and 40 the first few days of July.
It's not good.
So there's a collapse going on. The New York Giants finished second that year, 10.5 back. One strike to count to Zobrist. Lena and Kiermaier have been retired. Jennings with a base hit.
Well, this would be an opportune time for Jennings to run. 14 attempts against Drew Smyly this year. 9 out of 14 base stealers. A lot of action when he's on the mound.
Foul out of play. 0-2. One more tidbit on that Boston Braves team. They were the first team to win a pennant after being in last place on the 4th of July. And they won it going away and then won the World Series in a sweep. A 2-strike count with Jennings off the bag at first, 2 gone. Rays got a run in the 3rd, a run in the 4th. Cobb got a run in the 4th. Gave up a run in the 4th on the ground ball by Hunter after hitting Victor Martinez. That's a fair ball past the diving Kelly. Down that left side again. Jennings hitting 3rd. It rolls now to the wall. That's going to allow Jennings to score on a double. Another double by Zobrist. And it's 3-1.
The little short wall that all these balls up the line have bounced off of and headed back into the field of play. This bounced over. It bounced over that little corner, and that's what allowed it to get to the wall. And why, if this ball stays in front of that low wall, and Ben Zobrist again finding a ball right here. Watch the low wall right there. Kicks off and goes over it. That gets it all the way out there with 2 outs. Desmond's running, and that fortunate kick for the Rays is what's going to lead to getting him home.
So the Rays get that run back. Well, you don't see that very often. That ball will kick right back out into the left field. Geyer goes after the first one and pops it up. Kinsler makes the catch to retire the side, but the Rays pick up a run and again lead 3-1. The bottom of the 5th inning. Love rock and roll, don't miss the Joan Jett and the Blackhearts post-game concert Saturday, July 12th. First catch the Rays take on the Blue Jays, and then stick around to see Joan Jett sing some of her biggest hits, including I Love Rock and Roll and Bad Reputation. For tickets, visit RaysBaseball.com/concerts or call 888-FAN-RAYS. Bottom of the 5th coming up. Alex Cobb back to the hill. Face Alex Avila, the catcher. Bottom part of the order, Avila, then the shortstop Suarez, followed by the top of the order, Jackson.
That was a big run for the Rays. Big run after another 2 quick outs by Smiley. They cash in, get that lead back to 2.
First pitch is a strike.
So far, this has been a good answer for the Rays after last night.
Yep.
Detroit took control early, continued to add throughout the game, add on, and won that game with ease. And now the Rays battling him hard tonight.
The other good thing about tonight, Cobb trying to settle in here, and his pitch count has been great. 61 pitches right now as he works to Avila here leading off. Avila leading off the bottom of the 5th.
Well, he was 0 for 6, first 6 hitters and first pitch strikes. And since then, I don't think that he's missed.
Loney flips it over there for Cobb. So that's 1 out. Alex Avila retired. Tuesday, July 15th, baseball's best gather in Minnesota as the captain, Derek Jeter, takes the field in his last All-Star game ever. What promises to be an emotional and unforgettable night. Special coverage begins at 4:30 on Fox Sports 1, followed by the 2014 All-Star Game at 7:30 on Fox. Suarez, he was out on strikes his first time. Strike 1.
Well, you know, we talked about the first 6 hitters, 0 for 6, first pitch strikes. He's now gone 12 of 12.
There you go.
That's
the turnaround.
Yes. That's the way you pitch against this lineup, because you can now do that. You get ahead, all of a sudden you come in with that split changeup. Now you're up 0-2, and you can do just about anything you want. It's good enough to come right back with it.
A little piece of it foul.
Remember, he got Suarez on a first pitch, a full count fastball, 92 miles an hour, that he was able to power right by it.
Eugenio Suarez, the young shortstop out of Venezuela. And he's out on strikes. 2 up and 2 down. Split got him there.
Well, look at the grip on that. Watch the finish at the end. Just starts to immediately bottom out, and the swing by Suarez can't reach it.
Base is empty for the top of the order, Austin Jackson. First pitch strike. Fastball in. And the curveball just missed. 1-1. Two on that foul ball. Strike 3 called. 2 strikeouts in the inning, and 1, 2, 3. Go the Tigers. We move into the 6th, 3-1 Rays. Rays have a 3-1 lead. Their first run came with 2 outs in the 3rd on a double by Ben Zobrist. Evan Longoria connected to lead off the 4th with his 11th home run. And Ben Zobrist again with 2 outs, doubled home Desmond Jennings in the 5th, and a replay of the 3rd inning. And so the Rays have a 3-1 lead with Alex Cobb on the hill.
Well, and Alex Cobb has been outstanding all evening. 5 innings, giving up just 4 hits, 1 earned run, has not hurt himself with the walk. 5 strikeouts, and really since going 0 for 6, we mentioned it before, first pitch strikes, he has gotten the jump in so many of these counts, and that is key to this very powerful Tiger lineup.
And here's Longoria again to lead off the 6th. Third time he's led off an inning. And he's hit by the pitch. So Longoria on base again. Well, Victor Martinez was hit by a pitch in the 4th and scored, and now Longoria hit by a pitch, and I wouldn't be surprised if that was just on purpose.
I'm convinced that it is. You got Victor Martinez and Smiley just going up and in right there off the see where he ended up getting them, the back of that left arm. But there's no doubt, at least in our minds, that that was done on purpose.
I just think it's pretty obvious.
Yep. That's the way. Listen, this is the old school baseball. This doesn't happen very often anymore.
Logan Forsythe.
And you know, the thing is that you know that Cobb did not want to hit Martinez.
Absolutely.
I mean, that you could tell by there's no reason to hit him there. Yeah. He yanked a fastball, but it's one of those, you hit our guy, whether it's on purpose or not, we're not sure. We're going to drill your big guy.
So the thing to do is make him pay for putting a base runner on.
That's right. Lengthen the lead.
Pitch down and in. 1-1. Pitch is high. 2-1 to Logan Forsythe.
You know, there's a history with these two teams.
That's right. There's a history with these two teams and a history with Victor Martinez and the Rays when he was elsewhere.
Yeah. So you've got a lot playing into that, and you had the Rays who never answered what the Tigers did. Because I guess that was last year.
So we'll see what happens.
Nothing.
I mean, nothing now, maybe.
Nothing. I mean, you know nothing's going to happen.
3-1 count on Logan Forsythe. Big inning would be good. And there's ball 4, so a hit batter and now the walk. The Rays have 2 men on. Well, there's a flashback BA to last year on that pitch. It was up and in. And then Cabrera struck out. Didn't like it.
Oh, yeah.
Zobrist was hit. Remember all that?
And everybody, yeah. And, you know, you're waiting for the return by the Rays pitching staff, and they did not do a thing.
Yeah.
Did not do a thing. And so the Tigers maybe think that, you know,
they can do whatever they want.
They can bully. They can push around a little bit.
That's right.
So you drill Longoria, and that's where, I know the game's different now, but if that's where if you don't answer, and they're not going to.
So Forsythe is aboard, so is Longoria. And Zobrist appears to be in thought, maybe replaying last year.
Yeah.
One ball, no strikes. Loney, one of 3 strikeouts recorded by Drew Smiley. I don't know. What you'd really like to see if you're a Ray is a hanging curveball and Loney hitting it as far as he can hit a ball.
Well, yeah, and that's a long way. And you got a guy out there struggling with command, and you know the pitches just have not been sharp tonight for Smiley, and this is the inning to cash it in.
And he's under this one. Lifts a high popper into right center. Hunter is there to make the catch. Well, that's the first out in the 6th. And Sean Rodriguez is on his way to the plate. Sean grounded to short in the 2nd. And a fly ball to left in the 4th. Tapper foul. Sean with 8 home runs on the year. Rays with a 2-run lead. Great opportunity here. Smiley now over 100 pitches. High fly ball back into right center field. That ball's got some carry, going to be off the wall. Longoria will score. Forsythe on his way to the plate. Into third goes Sean Rodriguez, and the Rays pick up 2 more runs. That's the way to answer. Triple for Sean Rodriguez. And the Rays now lead 5-1.
This is what you were waiting for right here. Finally, a ball that is just gotten into by Sean Rodriguez. The reason that he is out there tonight. Drew Smiley against right-handed hitters has really struggled. That ball got drilled deep out there to right center field, and the Rays have opened this game up a little bit.
So the Rays cash in with a couple. The Rays with a 5-1 lead now. And Brad Ausmus makes a call to the bullpen. This day, the 4th of July, a special day because it's the birthday of this great land in which we live. But 75 years ago, July 4th, 1939, Yankees legend Lou Gehrig had seen his Hall of Fame career ended by the disease ALS. And yet Gehrig claimed he was the luckiest man on the face of the earth in probably the most famous speech in baseball history. His legendary words that day at Yankee Stadium live on in the voices of today's first baseman and the modern-day Yankee captain.
For the past 2 weeks, you've been reading about a bad brag. Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. When you look around, wouldn't you consider it privilege to associate yourself with such a fine-looking man as is standing in uniform in this ballpark today?
And so Lou Gehrig, who broke in as a 19-year-old with the Yankees in 1923, saw it end in 1939, passed away in June of 1941, played 2,130 consecutive games, earning 6 World Series titles, elected to the Hall of Fame in 1939, 2-time American League MVP in 1927 and 1936, and a Triple Crown winner in 1934. So the players wearing the 75-year anniversary patch on their jerseys. Well, the Rays have scored 2 runs here in the 6th. Chad Smith in the game, and Jose Molina will face him. Rodriguez at third and 1 out. outfield in for Detroit. That's a strike.
And you can see with Smith's delivery, looking to get that ground ball here from Molina. Tigers can't afford for the Rays to plate another run and continue to extend this lead, but that's what Molina's looking to do, get something that he can lift and get into the outfield.
Taps it fouled. He's behind in the count. 2 strikes. Boy, this would be a big run. You just can't have too many runs against this team.
Yeah, and this is that run that would take it out of Grand Slam range. You know, Joe Maddon often talks about wanting to, you know, when you have a lead, get it past 4 if you can. And this is your shot at it.
And he takes strike 3. Molina puts up a squawk, but down 0-2. That's a close pitch to take. So Molina is the second out of the inning.
Well, and Jose Molina, Joe Maddon, you see him pop out of that dugout quick. He does not want to get Jose thrown out of this game, because you start to question or argue balls and strikes, and that's the quickest way out. And that's a good pitch there by Smith. Nothing wrong with that.
Here's Kevin Kiermaier. One ball, no strikes. Longoria and Forsythe have scored on the triple by Sean Rodriguez. Now Kiermaier takes a strike. It's 1-1. Rookie outfielder trying to pick up this extra run after Molina was called out on strikes. It's 2-1. 5 runs charged to Smiley. He's responsible for the man at third. Fly ball into left. Martinez back for it, makes the catch. So the Rays settle for 2, but they extend the lead with those 2 runs. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's now a 5-1 game. A triple by Sean Rodriguez gets the job done. Bottom of the 6th inning. Practice your jump shots with the Yunel Escobar basketball set presented by Sun Sports. Sunday, July 13th. The kids 14 and under while supplies last. Members of the Disney Junior Show, the Octodonts, will also be on hand throughout the game to meet fans. For tickets, visit RaysBaseball.com or call 888-FAN-RAYS. Alex Cobb set to go back to work in the bottom of the 6th. And he hits Ian Kinsler. So Kinsler will head down to first.
Well, the crowd here doesn't like it, but that was a curveball.
Yeah, and Cobb's upset with himself.
Oh, now this is brutal. You're going to warn the dugouts after it was a curveball. For goodness sake. I mean, have an idea.
Greg Gibson is the crew chief. He's out there behind the mound right now. So Kinsler hit with the breaking ball.
And Joe, well, here's the problem. Joe and Foley are convinced it was a changeup. I'm going curveball.
Yeah, well, either one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a hanging curveball, and that's brutal. And I don't blame Joe at all.
Well, now Joe's been ejected. So Madden has been ejected. You know, these things always, you know, when the first guy's hit, then they retaliate as obviously the Tigers did. Nothing done about that.
Right.
And then some kind of off-speed pitch. They think it's a changeup. We thought it was a curveball. Either one, you're not going to hit a guy with that pitch.
No, not at all. And so now, you know, oh boy, this is where they really screw things up.
Yeah, they really do. There's no question about that. And Madden has been ejected by Gibson.
Well, let's see what it was, Dwayne. Was it changeup? Was it curveball? We got two curveballs up here, and I think we got it. Yep. Curveball, and it's just a hanger. Kinsler's right on top of the plate.
And see, well, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
no,
you're right about that. But here's what Madden's concerned about. Now you got Cabrera coming up, and you can't pitch into him?
No.
I mean, we saw last year he got upset when Fernando Rodney threw into him.
Yep.
Now you can't pitch into him. So the Tigers retaliate, and now there's a warning on a curveball, and this fits right into the Tigers. Couldn't have made a better game plan.
Here's the problem. You can pitch into it, but you've got to trust Wolcott to be able to discern whether you're pitching in or hitting. Now listen, they did that with David Price, and he threw in and hit Carp, and they let him stay in the game because they realized he's not throwing at him, he's just pitching in. Problem is, after Wolcott warns everybody on a curveball, you can't trust him to make that
That's
jump.
right. I mean, the evidence is that he can't discern that.
Right.
That's established on the prior pitch. And Madden is ejected as a result of all that.
And this is the wrong lineup. And this is where, if you're Alex Cobb, you got to run the risk of getting tossed and continue to pitch in. Because if you cut the plate in half and you pitch middle away against this lineup for very long.
That's exactly what the Tigers want.
That's right. And so you run the risk of getting run. You got to pitch in. You got to continue to pitch your game plan against these guys.
Walcott's poor judgment plays right into a strategy that any team would want, especially if you're the Tigers with this lineup. So he just helped the Tigers lineup here by issuing that warning on a hit batter on a curveball, no less. Really? Here we go. 1-1 the count. And now the pickoff attempt gets by Loney. Kinsler turns second and hangs on there. Well, he had to go down by the tarp to make the pickup on that.
And it'll be interesting to see where that air goes. You know, Alex Cobb is hot right now, and that was a hard throw over there to first, and it's low, and James Loney cannot come up with it.
So they give Cobb the error.
I'll tell you what, it was not a perfect throw. He yanked it. Loney gets a glove on it, cannot corral it. I thought Kinsler was going to be able to make it all the way to third as far as that ball rolled away. Not going to risk that with Cabrera at the plate. Nobody out.
Cut the miss. Cabrera down to the count. 1-2. Bottom of inning 6. Two and two. Well, that triple by Sean Rodriguez at the top of this inning, bigger than ever right now, to give the Rays a 5-1 lead. Upstairs, the count is full. Foul ball. We'll do it again on 3-2.
Well, you want to know how efficient Alex Cobb has been tonight. This is only the second 3-ball count here against this team, and we're in the bottom of the 6th inning.
He went 3-2 with Suarez in the third, and there is ball 4. 2 men on with nobody out here in the 6th. Here's that curveball.
Well, this is what elicited the warning. Joe's right. That is wrong.
And that's wrong.
You're out of order, Wayne. Wolcott's out of order. Gibson's out of order.
Molina was out of order for arguing on that 0-2 pitch, too. We'll give you that.
But that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Concede no more.
That's as far as we're going. Jim Hickey out here with a big conference. Brad Boxberger up in the bullpen. Kinsler at second with Cabrera at first. And Victor Martinez will bat. You know, the other thing about Kinsler being hit by that pitch, as we saw in the replay, he just rolled and took the curveball. There's a strike as Martinez tried to check. I mean, you can't blame Kinsler for that because they want some base runners. They're down by some runs, but he wasn't getting out of the way, and he just turned his shoulder into the breaking ball that hit him. So there's No foul there, but just a mistaken judgment on the part of the plate umpire to turn that into an event. One and one to count to Victor Martinez. Take a look at this.
See, he recognizes the pitch there and just.
Yeah, he's taking it. He's taking one for the team there. And that's fine.
Yeah, I mean.
But you don't issue a warning after a guy practically leans into a breaking ball.
Well, you got to be able to pick up the pitch. You just, you don't hit guys with curveballs and changeups on purpose.
Hot shot past Forsythe, then to right. Kiermaier up with it. Throw cut off at the mound. Kinsler scores. That makes it 5-2. Cabrera stopped at second. Martinez picks up his 55th run batted in.
Well, one of the few mistakes that Alex has made. That ball stays up and out over the plate. You can see the eyes of Victor Martinez get big as he pops that ball up the middle. And Kinsler comes home with the Tigers' second run. Still runners at first and second and nobody out.
J.D. Martinez takes a pitch down. Still nobody out in this inning. Alex Cobb trying to keep the wheels on this wagon. Watchberger down there in the bullpen. Behind Martinez, who is 2 for 2 tonight. He had 2 hits and a run batted in last night. Fastball missed. You could see Cobb's shoulders drop a little bit after that pitch missed.
Yeah, he wanted that bad. Wanted that badly. Fastball, you can see it's just off the plate on Fox Tracks, and now 3-0. This is not what you need.
How about Martinez swinging green light there?
Yeah. About team wide here, and especially the way that Martinez has swung the bat since the 1st of June, really all season, whether it's been in AAA or here in the big leagues. And so he's got that 3-0 green light.
Ball 4. It's going to load the bases with nobody out. Davey Martinez heads to the mound. That's going to be it for Alex Cobb. He's going to leave with the bases loaded. And the Rays leading 5-2. So the Rays right-hander departs. Back in a moment. pitches, responsible for all 3 runners as he departs. So far his line, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, 2 runs, and 5 hits in 5+ innings.
Well, and everything going well for Alex until he hits Kinsler with a curveball, throws him, to basically to second base on an error over there, and then the walk to Cabrera hurt. And all of a sudden, now Victor Martinez, and it's just gotten out of hand since then, and that's why you see a quick trigger there on Alex to get Boxberger in here. Bases loaded, nobody out. And we remember what he did against Baltimore in a similar situation.
Well, here's the veteran Torrey Hunter, who faced Boxberger, and the first pitch is a strike call. Boxberger worked Wednesday in New York. Foul ball out of play. Fastball 94. 0-2. Boxberger worked the 9th inning in that game in New York. Picked up a couple of strikeouts. Crucial spot in this game now. Hunter fouls it back. And did he go? Ooh, pretty close. On the appeal, Carlson down at first says no.
Make a pretty good call there. It was close. Molina out to talk to Boxberger, and this is where Brad can get you in between, because we saw the opening pitch was a changeup in the upper 70s. Fastball in the mid 90s, and he can get that, that 12-15 mile an hour difference, sometimes more, on that fastball and changeup. And those are his 2 primary pitches. Occasional breaking ball, but he's got swing and miss strikeout stuff, and that's what the Rays need right here.
The 1-2, ground ball short, out at second. Out at first on the double play with Cabrera crossing the plate. So they get 2 on the ground ball to Zobrist. No RBI, but a run scores on the double play. That makes it 5-3.
And here's the key. The key to this whole inning is this out right here. The bases loaded, nobody out. You're able to come and get this. You concede that 1 run, but you cannot allow another one here with a base hit by Kelly or anybody that would come up after. End it right here.
Don Kelly 1 for 2. The pitch is a strike.
You got to check that. Yes, you do.
One and one. So now 3 runs charged to Alex Cobb. The difference in the game, the triple by Sean Rodriguez. A ball, 2 strikes. And he got him, strikes him out on the fastball. So a great job there by Boxberger to throw the double play ball and then get the strikeout of Kelly. That limits the damage to 2. Here's the strikeout on the hard stuff. Through 6. 5-3 Rays. Lead in the game tonight and all season long. Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports. For the Rays, Evan Longoria is homered tonight. His homerist two base hits, driving in 2 runs, and Sean Rodriguez tripled home 2. And Brad Boxberger coming in for the 3rd time this year with the bases loaded. Remember, he had that immaculate performance striking out the side against the Orioles. Toronto, he came in to face Encarnacion, balked, and then retired Encarnacion, and a great job, double play and a strikeout here in Detroit tonight. Top of the order, first pitch to Desmond Jennings, and that's a strike. Desmond 2 for 3. One ball, one strike. A 1-1 count on Desmond. The Rays try to get something started to rebuild their lead that has been cut from 4 to 2. It's 3-1. Takes the count all the way out. 3-2. Smiley gave up 5 runs in 5 1/3. Chad Smith came on to get the final 2 outs in the 6th. And a line drive up the left side. That's headed for the corner. Jennings heads for second. Martinez in after it. 3rd hit of the night for Desmond Jennings. His 2nd double. So there's the start.
No, full count, a fastball. You know, I don't know why you go to that pitch right there. Desmond Jennings has been hammering balls in this game here, and you know, the 3-1 fastball down and away was a good pitch, and 3-2 he decides to leave one out over the plate because, you know, with his arm angle, it's tough for him to keep the ball on the plate when he's going into the right-handed hitters. That's why he fell behind Desmond in the first place. He comes right back to that pitch, having to leave it over the white, and Desmond crushed it. Maybe get a run or two back.
Well, here's Ben Zobrist, 2 for 3. All of that against the left-hander. Now he faces the right-hander and bounces it down to first. Scoop by Cabrera. Jennings advances to third. So the Rays will have an opportunity to try to get Jennings now home from third with 1 out.
Yeah, and immediately the Tigers are going to pull that infield in as they try to limit the Rays here to just this 2-run lead. Be up to Brandon Guyer to do something about that.
Guyer 0 for 3. Got a high fly ball to right in the first, line to short in the third. Popped to second in the 5th inning.
Well, this is the key to the phrase: get him on, get him over, get him in. Got to get him in.
And a chopper headed toward the middle, backhanded by Kinsler. He's going to have to go to first, and Jennings crosses the plate with run number 6. So a big chop against the drawn-in infield. Kinsler had no place to go except first, and Guyer gets the job done.
Yeah, and a good read here by Jennings. Watch him right here. As soon as he sees that ball up in the air, he's going to immediately break towards home, realizing that there was 0 chance Kinsler's going to be able to get him at the plate. He does take the out, but he'll give up that out for that run.
So nice job there by the Rays to answer with a run. Inside to Evan Longoria. Get 50% off at papajohns.com the day after the Rays score 6. Use promo code RAYS6. Two balls, no strikes. Back into the screen. 2-1. Rays with single runs in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings. 2 in the 6th. And another run in the 7th. Two balls, 2 strikes.
A good pitch there by Smith. A handful of fastballs there to Evan, and then all of a sudden he comes up with a nice little short slider down and away. So he goes back to it here, and it looks like they will.
Count remains 2-2. Full count. Three-two now to Evan, and there's ball 4 inside. So the Rays get a base runner with 2 outs. Logan Forsythe walked and scored in the 2-run 6th inning. Grant Balfour up in the Rays bullpen. Rays dropped last night's game 8-1. They lead 6-3 tonight. Forsythe puts a pop fly right down the line, and Hunter is there to make the catch. The Rays pick up a run in the inning. The leadoff double by Desmond Jennings keyed it. Geyer's choppy ground ball got the run home. So we're in the middle of the 7th inning now, with the Rays holding this lead. It's a 6-3 ball game here in Detroit. Now let's go to the field and Staff Sergeant Mario Jimenez for God Bless America.
Jimenez. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountain to the prairies to the ocean white with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home.
Fan photo of the game. Tweet your photo to #SunSportsFanPhoto for a chance to be shown in an upcoming game broadcast. Brought to you by AT&T. Brad Boxberger got the Rays out of a big spot. 1 run scored as he came on with the bases loaded through a double play ball, and then struck out Don Kelly to end it. He'll face the Tigers catcher Alex Avila to lead off the bottom of the 7th. Suarez and Jackson will follow. First pitch a bit inside to Avila, who twice has grounded out to James Loney down at first. First time back in the second, Loney took care of it unassisted. Two and 0. Big cut and a miss by Avila. 2 and 1. Rays and the Tigers meeting last night for the first time this year. It's inside. Now 3 and 1. You saw Davey Martinez running the Rays in the dugout now. Joe Madden ejected at the bottom of the 6th inning. Foul ball. The count is full. Suarez, the young shortstop, on deck. Fly ball, right field. Kiermaier first went back a few steps. Now comes in and makes the catch. One away. Here's Suarez. Eugenio Suarez. 2 strikeouts, both against Cobb, both swinging. Takes a pitch low from Boxberger. Two and 0. Orioles and the Red Sox at Fenway postponed. White Sox beat the Mariners 7-1. Oakland at home beat the Blue Jays 1-0 in 12 innings. 2-1 now on the shortstop.
I think
Suarez.
Has that now officially taken Toronto out of first place?
They're down by a half game. They were out by a percentage point, and now the Orioles are a half game up in the division.
Wow. Wow, what a turn. They look to have a stranglehold on the division a few weeks back.
Yeah, so the Orioles, by not playing today, move into first all alone. 2-2 now. Yeah, they'd won 4 in a row. They got the Rays out of town.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. Boxberger comes back to strike out Suarez. So with 2 outs, the bases are empty for the top of the order. Here's what's coming up tomorrow on Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Chris Archer is going to get the start for the Rays against Anibal Sanchez, and Chris Archer will be the subject of an interview, and Orestes Destrado with a hitting demonstration. 1 strike the count here on Jackson. Woo. 0-2. swing and a miss. Got him with a 95-mile-per-hour strikeout. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Rays lead 6-3. On the 4th of July here in Detroit, Rays have a 6-3 lead as this game heads into the 8th inning. The Rays have scored their runs down the middle of this one, and we've had a little excitement. Warnings to the benches, a couple of batters hit by pitches. And as we go to the 8th inning, James Loney will lead it off.
Lead it off against Blaine Hardy. This lefty right here, fastball, curveball, changeup. He will cut the fastball.
He missed with a breaking ball here on the first pitch to Loney. 10th appearance for Hardy. 1 ball, 1 strike. Inning and 2/3 for Chad Smith. Rays got 1 run off him. Two balls and a strike to count. Chopper to the right side. Cabrera with the underhanded toss. Hardy covers. 1 away. One out here in the 8th. Now Sean Rodriguez, who had a very big triple back in the 6th, driving in 2. At the time, it gave the Rays a 5-1 lead. Tigers trimmed that to 5-3, and the Rays added a run in the 7th to make it 6-3. Ball 1 to Sean Rodriguez. Two and 0. Joel Peralta up in the Rays bullpen. Two and 1 the count now. Three ball, 1 strike count to Sean. And there's ball 4, gets away from Avila. So Rodriguez heads to first. 1 on with 1 out. Tomorrow it's a full day of MLB action, beginning with the Diamondbacks taking on the Braves on Fox Sports 1. Then it's baseball night in America on Fox as Nelson Cruz and the Orioles take on the defending World Series champion Red Sox, or the Rangers take on the Mets. Our MLB doubleheader begins tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Eastern on Fox Sports 1 and continues at 7 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Jose Molina fouls it right back over the screen. All left-hander. Hardy at 6'6", out of the Seattle area. Move to first. Rodriguez back in.
On the move there by Hardy was more to try to catch Rodriguez on first movement. Not a very good move. Just to let Sean know that he will come over there. Keep an eye on him.
Way high. Avila springing up to corral that pitch.
And just an overthrow by Hardy, and that's why you saw Avila kind of telling him just calm it down here.
Hardy had been in the Kansas City Royals organization. The Tigers signed him as a minor league free agent a little over a year ago. On the count. Comes that one in there. Breaking ball, 1-2. Ground ball, that's going to go through the hole. Base hit into left. Rodriguez stops at second base. So Molina's aboard with his first hit tonight. The Rays have put 2 men aboard here with only 1 out against Hardy.
Well, nobody there, nobody home. Suarez kind of hanging out up the middle, and then hold over at shortstop wide open. Molina exploits it.
Now it's Kevin Kiermaier against the lefty. Kevin 0 for 3 tonight. 3 fly ball outs. First pitch inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Chopper foul. So that takes it to 1-1.
Tell you that what's been nice to see tonight, the Rays offense continually putting pressure on this Tiger pitching staff and their defense throughout the game.
Well, they've had men on base in every inning except the first, and they managed to put men in scoring position in every inning except the first. They've scored in every inning except the first and second, and they threatened here in the 8th.
Yeah, and the second was one of those frustrating innings too that the Rays have had too many of this year. A leadoff double by Longoria, and he's stranded. But boy, oh boy, they've kicked it into gear since then.
2 balls and a strike, the count to Kiermaier. And that's what you have to do against this Detroit ball club. Tigers 4th in the league in runs scored. Kiermaier with a 2-1 count. And he offers to bunt and misses.
I think that's something that we thought too, Dwayne. I know you talked about it before the game. Kiermaier, because of the splits on Smiley, figured you would see him do this more, or at least earlier than here in the 8th inning. That's been a part of his game, and he's been able to cash in on a number of base hits by bunting.
Oh, strike 3 call. Kiermaier not happy and puts up a little bit of a protest there, but he's caught looking for out number 2.
Well, you get the feeling that both teams, probably the managers too, not a big fan of Walcott tonight, whether it be his strike zone or his judgment of the strike zone. There's been an awful lot of squawking all around Quinn Walcott.
Now Desmond Jennings has a 3-hit night going, and he faces the tall left-hander here and takes ball 1. 2 doubles and a single, 3 runs scored for Jennings. Pops it into shallow center. Kinsler backpedaling out there from second base, and the Rays leave 2 in the 8th. They lead 6-3.
What you guys do, we wouldn't have our freedom today. Thank you and your families for the sacrifice you made, and we really appreciate it. So happy 4th of July.
And on this Independence Day weekend, Fox Sports Supports is especially proud to recognize the Army's Gold Star Pin campaign, which honors the families of fallen service members. To learn more, visit goldstarpins.org. Joel Peralta becomes pitcher number 3 for the Rays, moving into the bottom of the 8th inning, on for the 40th time. Great job by Brad Boxberger, getting 2 innings, 3 strikeouts, and a double play ball, entering with the bases loaded and nobody out in the 6th inning, and minimized the damage. And now it's Peralta. Well, most games pitched in Rays history with 267 appearances. Here's Ian Kinsler leading off, going after the first one and popping it up foul. Loney with a lot of room, and he makes the catch. One pitch and one out. Rays counting outs now. 5 to go.
Yep, 5 without giving up 3, and this bullpen more than up to the task. And this is obviously a huge inning, and these are the innings that Peralta throughout his career with the Rays, all those appearances, 267, so often it's been 8th inning against the heart of another team's lineup.
Well, he's got Miguel Cabrera right now. And the first pitch is a strike. Cabrera 1 of 5 that hit a double against Peralta. Take that back. He's 2 of 7 to update that. 2 out of 7 with a home run off him. And there's strike 2. He's also struck him out 3 times. Two strikes the count right here. And a quick pitch. Did he go? He tried to get him on that pitch up, and he checked in time.
Maybe if you're not named Miguel Cabrera, that may
yep,
constitute a swing.
High fly ball deep to center, but Jennings has room out there, and he makes the catch.
You get the feeling that this crowd is going to ooh and ah anytime that Cabrera puts the ball in the air, because that wasn't even close, and there was anticipation of something big here in Detroit.
Rajah Davis comes on to hit. Pitch is down. Well, Martinez hit by a pitch in the 4th inning. And then he singled in a run in the 6th. And now Davis hits for him here in the 8th. Cut the miss, 1-1. They had a little oblique issue, and you have to wonder about that here.
Yeah, especially because he felt it more swinging left-handed, and he was able to get through those at-bats up to the 6th. Boy, if you ever needed a Victor Martinez, it would be now. And with him being out of there, you just wonder if there was some tightness, a little tweak, something. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough with a 4 o'clock game tomorrow.
1-2 the count to Davis. Brad Ausmus with Gene Lamont serving as the bench coach. He was here with Jimmy Leland, and Ausmus glad to have him on the staff.
A first-year manager taking over a ball club that has been a fine-tuned, well-running machine the last few seasons. So yes, it's always nice to have that help. Someone who's been around the club, knows the club, experience, ton of experience managing. Be able to lean upon him and try to get this right.
Count goes full here on Davis. Peralta wants to do baseball. Three-run game. This one is popped up, shallow right, Forsythe angling out from second. He's got it. And a 1-2-3-8 for Peralta. We go to the ninth with the Rays leading 6-3. Detroit with the Rays leading 6-3. Heading into the ninth inning. A lot of the action in the sixth when Kinsler was hit by a pitch and Joe Madden was ejected.
Yeah, well, and you don't blame him. Greg Gibson right there doing the honors. But you're being warned on a curveball. But then after that, a walk, a base hit by Victor Martinez, and then Tigers are starting to make a little bit of noise. And then after they would load the bases with nobody out, Davey Martinez, now acting as the manager, brings in Brad Boxberger, and he's able to get this ground ball double play off the bat of Torrey Hunter. That would lead to another run, but you take those outs, and then Don Kelly, see you later. He gets out of that inning. It was a big spot for the Rays. They were able to throw another run up there themselves and now have a 3-run lead here in the ninth.
And Patrick McCoy, another lefty out of the Detroit bullpen, comes on and throws a first pitch strike to Ben Zobrist. The ninth inning is underway. Ben with 2 doubles and 2 runs batted in. And a pitch that bounces in and skips past the catcher Avila. Been 5 days since McCoy has been out there. He pitched 2 innings in their series in Houston. 1 ball, 2 strikes. His major league debut on June the 22nd against the Indians in Cleveland. Ground ball. Kelly to his left. Up with it, makes the play. So 1 away in the ninth inning. Let's check in with Todd Callis. Todd?
Dwayne, after the game is going to be our Rays Live post-game show presented by Checkers. We will have Rich Hollenberg and Restus Estrada hosting the show. We'll go down to the Rays clubhouse and hear from the skipper, Joe Madden, who qualified for a win as he stayed until the 6th. David Martinez looking for the managerial save. Evan Longoria going deep tonight. We'll try and hear from Longo as well. And Dwayne and BA prior to the fireworks show here in Detroit with their thoughts, guys.
All right, thank you very much. Brandon Geyer down to third. Comes up on Kelly, but he recovers and throws out Geyer. Kelly playing that one like a third baseman right off the chest.
Yep. Well, you know what? The ball gets down to you so quickly that just trying to keep that in front. It was an interesting hop that Kelly gets. Not an easy one. You just see, keep it in front, keep it within reach. He does just that and able to pick up the out.
And here's Evan Longoria. Evan has been on base all 4 times. Scooped out of the dirt. Well, the word is that Victor Martinez left the game. Irritating sore back. 2-0 the count. Now 3-0. Chris Archer against Anibal Sanchez tomorrow. It's a 4-game series extending through Sunday night. And ball 4. Lemon on for the 5th time in this game. And now Logan Forsythe will be the hitter. Logan walked and scored a run in the 6th. Strike. McCoy had divided his time between AA and AAA this year. Two. Takes care of Forsythe. He's out on strikes. We'll go into the bottom of the ninth. 6-3 Tampa Bay. Coming up, they've out hit the Tigers 9-5. It'll be Chris Archer, who's pitched so well over his last 9 starts. You see just a 1.65 ERA. And our coverage begins tomorrow on Sun Sports at 3:30.
Yeah, ignore that record because you continue throwing up a 1.65. You're going to start picking up wins, and at least he's pitched well enough to keep his team in games. And it's going to be a very important start for Chris Archer as hopefully the Rays can hold on here, split the first 2 games, and then you got Archer and Price finishing this series out. Makes for an exciting weekend.
And here's Jake McGee on for the 41st time.
44 strikeouts and 37 and a third. The 9 walks jumps out at you too. Really improved command this year for Jake. And that opponent's average is outstanding also at just 164. Getting another opportunity to pick up a save here.
J.D. Martinez, the left fielder, will lead it off against the 27-year-old left-hander. Corey Hunter due next, and then Don Kelly scheduled to hit third. Pitch, Martinez takes it low. You figure it'll be Martinez and Hunter, and then Brad Ausmus will look toward his bench. The lefty McGee out there. Strike at the knees. 1-1.
You know, he still has Nick Castellanos, who played third base last night. The Tigers' young prospects.
Rattle back on the fastball. 1-2. And there is Castellanos already with a bat in hand, leaning on it, the corner of the dugout.
They're not trying to hide that one.
And off the plate at 97. 2-2. The right side out of play, a foul ball. After this one, 2 more in Detroit on this road trip, and the Rays are home Monday night against Kansas City when James Shields is scheduled to pitch for the Royals against Jake Odorizzi. Jake McGee has been so good for the Rays. Out of the bullpen, high fly ball toward the right field corner. A foul ball. And out of play. Kiermaier trying to bring that one back, and maybe knocking the breath out of him a little bit.
Yeah, I think
look at this.
You're going to see that right chest right there. Got himself pretty good. Right under that armpit.
Great effort by Kiermaier. High foul again. That one's going to be out of play up the right side. You just hope that he doesn't hurt himself out there.
He does go after everything full bore.
Pitch in. We have a full count. High fly ball into right. More room for Kiermaier on this one, and he takes care of that one. One away at the bottom of the ninth. Sunday could be a big day for Jake McGee when the All-Star selections come down.
That's right.
Everybody except for the final vote, that spot. Torrey Hunter ball, no strikes. Hunter picked up an RBI on a ground ball to third in the fourth, and then got a run home on a double play ball to short in the sixth. He is officially nothing out of 3 tonight. Hammers this one deep to center field, and that one is going to one-hop the fence. Hunter tees off and adds himself a double, his 15th of the year.
Torrey Hunter selling out for the fastball for good reason. That's what you're going to get a lot from Jake McGee, and he's able to get on top of that. We see very few guys that are able to get on top of a Jake McGee fastball. That one just about belt high, and he got it pretty good.
Castellanos will come off the bench. Castellanos to pinch hit. 71 on the year. Had 2 hits last night, went 2 for 4. The double for Hunter, the 6th hit of the game for the Tigers. Ground ball down to third. Longoria's got it. The throw to first in time. So Evan takes care of that ground ball. 2 gone.
Good recovery there by Evan, because he did not come up with that ball clean at first, but he was able to barehand it. It still led to a pretty routine play by the Rays' third baseman, and now just 1 out away from finishing this game off. Nice recovery with that hand and make the throw.
Alex Avila, the catcher, 0 for 3. It's upstairs. It's a ball, no strikes. Alex Cobb, 5 innings plus. Boxberger for 2, Peralta for 1, McGee 2 outs into the bottom of the 9th inning here. There's a strike from Jake. 1-1. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. By him. At 94, 2-2.
Yeah, one more time. That swing by Alex Avila was not a very aggressive swing in a 2-1 count. And so if you're Jake McGee, you dial up your best heater, you give it to him, and you end this game.
Upstairs. Now the count is full. The Rays trying to close within 9 games of Baltimore and 1 game of 4th place Boston. Red Sox 8 out. The win tonight would give the Rays a half-game pickup on Baltimore. And a ground ball to short. Sobris with the throw to first, and the Rays win this one. It's a 6-3 final as Jake McGee comes on to close it out. Alex Cobb will pick up the victory. A hard-earned win for the Rays here in Detroit as they defeat the Tigers 6-3 tonight to pull even in this series. It's a game apiece now. Took 3 hours and 18 minutes to play it.